In this first look video, we are going to be taking a look at Conversion Bridge, which is a WordPress plugin that kind of bridges the gap between your WordPress website and analytics platforms, ad platforms, etc. Before we get into this video, let me do a quick bit of housekeeping about first look videos. First look videos cover entities, whether it's a plugin, theme, SaaS, etc., that we have no prior experience with. And these are not meant to be full tutorials. Videos like this are beneficial to the vendor in that they see how a consumer might experience their entity for the very first time. Videos like this are also beneficial to the consumer as they can see issues we encounter, questions we encounter, just hear our thoughts as we go and traverse through these various entities. And maybe we have some tips along the way. We also have no affiliation as part of this, so you'll find no affiliate links on our site. There's no affiliate links in the description of this video, and we are not sponsored or paid to do videos like this. If you're interested in having videos like this created for your various entities, we make it super easy to become a partner. Just go to InfluenceWP.com/partners and request your 100% free lifetime partnership. All right, let's go ahead and poke around this website for Conversion Bridge and to see if anything pops out. And then we'll look at the actual solution, okay? All right, so as I said before, this is a way to bridge the gap between WordPress and various analytics and ad platforms, okay? So let's just go through here and just see if there's anything we wanna point out. There's obviously a lot going on with this solution. 14-day money-back guarantee. That's awesome. One-on-one email support. Awesome. Let's see. We've got some pricing down here in the footer. Let's go ahead and pop that open in a new tab. Let's pop open the documentation. Support tickets. I always like to buy from people, or to see who the person or the team is behind the product. So let's see what they have on the about page. And then if you are into being an affiliate, then they have an affiliate program, it looks like. Pricing. So we have some licensing for 1, 10, 25, 100, and 250 sites. And we see the pricing there associated with that. Looks like we've got some lifetime licensing, so that's cool. Under the support page here, we've got some documentation. Looks like we've got a bit of a search we can do through the docs and submit a support ticket. And some links here to some documentation. The support ticket, I've got a very nice support form here. And then on the about page, here we see Derek. So I've spoken to Derek as part of our partnership, and seems like a really great person, very easy to chat with, very responsive. But yeah, he has a company, I believe. Yeah, WP Sunshine, and he's got other solutions as well. But obviously we're looking at Conversion Bridge in this particular video. So yeah, jump over there and say hi to Derek, and I think that's good. Let's go ahead and roll on to the product. So I've got a clean WordPress install here with a couple of plugins. I have installed Conversion Bridge, but I've done nothing else. Like, I haven't even applied the license key. Just installed and activated the plugin. So we'll get to see this together, how this works. So let's see, under settings, Conversion Bridge. There's actually a wizard. So after I installed and activated the plugin, there was actually a wizard that will walk you through. I got out of that wizard. I don't know how to get back to it. Let's see if I can find it here. There is a wizard that will walk you through. I wish I hadn't canceled out of that, but I did, and it is what it is. I don't know if there's any way to reset this other than to restore the whole website, which I don't want to do just for this case. But yeah, let's just roll through this. From what I'm seeing here, it's pretty self-explanatory. But with that wizard, it's nice to kind of like have that walk you through step by step, so you can cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Let me see if I could do a search for wizard real quick. Maybe it'll give us a URL to start that wizard back up. Nope. Okay. No worries. That's my fault, not Conversion Bridge's fault. All right, let's roll through this. So I'm just going to let's just look at the analytics first here. And let's look at the very first one, Google Analytics. I know we have that set up for InfluenceWP, so I'm just going to use that. I'm going to go in, I'm assuming, to this little cogwheel. Okay. Then we've got some tracking methods. And so this is a required setting. I'm going to go with the default for the purposes of this video. Tag manager is if you want to track multiple entities, that sort of thing. We're just going to go with the default here. Measurement ID, looks like he gives you a nice link to figure out how to get that measurement ID. Let me find mine real quick and punch that in. So I've punched in InfluenceWP's measurement ID for GA4. And here we've got some other settings. Anonymize the IP for improved privacy. Yep, definitely want to do that. Send user ID of current logged in user. So the user ID allows you to like deeper tracking and like more better identify the users and like the various devices and stuff they use. It's just better. It's better tracking. But the thing is it requires the user to be logged in. That's the way that it works. But we'll go ahead and tick that on because it's a WordPress site and maybe they're logged in. Debug mode, we're setting this up for the first time, so I don't think we need that. And exclude script tag, we're not going to do that for the purpose of this video. So I'm going to click save and I'm going to toggle on Google Analytics. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We've got some docs. Let's just click on that, see what happens. Okay, I've got a new tab there. I'm guessing this just takes us over to Conversion Bridge. Okay, here we go. So they talk about this stuff in greater detail. Oh, okay, cool. So they even talk about what the user ID is and all of that. Let's see. Okay, very cool. So you know that this is there. That's very sweet that it goes right to the correct documentation. Let's see what Visit Website does. Does that go to, oh, it goes to the analytics website. Okay, that's cool. Cool. All right. So that's it for this video as far as analytics. We see here we've got other options, very popular options there. Marketing platforms, Google ads, Meta ads, Pinterest ads, TikTok ads. I personally have no experience with any of these. I've never got into ads personally. I think that's going to change because I've got, InfluenceWP has some partners that deal with ads. So I think I'm going to be looking at this stuff in greater detail going forward. But for now, I honest transparency, full transparency, I don't have any experience setting up Google ads. I've always set up my own like visually appealing ad system, and not using these ads. All right, let's go to integrations and see what we've got. Available plugin integrations, core WordPress. Okay, let's click the settings here. Track searches and keywords. Okay, track logins. Okay, track registrations. We'll just leave this as default for there. Let's go ahead and, why not? Okay, we've got docs here. Let's go over here. I actually want to see what this is saying. You can enable conversion tracking in the core button block of WordPress. Create a new button, find the conversion tracking panel in the panel, enable the toggle, and optionally enter a custom label and a value. Okay, so on each of these buttons, you can configure them with conversion tracking. That's really cool. So this is the one. We've got these registration. This feature tracks registrations made using the default WordPress registration system. If you're using a plugin for custom registration process, be sure to check our integrations page. Okay, that was kind of the question I had because a lot of I myself use WooCommerce a lot, and a lot of my clients and customers do. So that was kind of what I was curious about here with this track registrations. So I'm going to check that on. We'll go with the default label there. Let's see if that's going to stick. No, we don't know. So let's go ahead and we'll save that. I assume that registration is just the default label there, or if it's let's put it in that might just be a placeholder and it doesn't actually apply. Okay, so we've got registration in there as our label for that. Let's see, what does this media give us? Track video plays, YouTube plays, audio plays, file downloads. Okay, that sounds cool. Let's go ahead and turn that on. And last up here's the WooCommerce piece. Let's click into that. Track purchases, track each product and order as a separate event. Track each separate product page view, track item added to cart. Wow, this is powerful stuff. Let's. I see a little link here. Learn more. See what this takes us to. Conversion tracking for WooCommerce. Looks like maybe Derek is working on this page right now, so let's close this out. All right, let's go ahead and turn this on. Save, make sure everything is saved. So now WooCommerce, is that a separate, I'm gonna do a search on this page for WooCommerce. Okay, so it looks like that's it. That's the integration piece. So you would want to decide what you want to track here. Yeah, I think these are more than placeholders. I think these are actually defaulting to that. So you'd want to test that and see. Maybe if Derek watches this video, he can comment in the description, the comments area of the video, and let people know. I could also do that as well after the video. Yeah, I'll just be curious if these placeholders are actually taking hold or not. Okay, so I think that's WooCommerce. Like that's the integration. But if you have any of this other stuff down here, it integrates. It looks like. So let's just say that we want it to integrate with something else. Trying to think here. How about let's do easy digital downloads. Let's click learn more here. It takes us to a new browser tab. Easy to just a bit of reading here if you don't mind. It's not okay. So a little education on what EDD is. Here's an overview of what it can do with Conversion Bridge, integrating it with consistent. So I imagine it's because WooCommerce was installed. Okay. So let's go back here. Let me deactivate WooCommerce. Refresh Conversion Bridge. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's how that works. If say Contact Form 7 was installed or EDD or whatever was installed, that's when that would kick in. So let's go ahead and just do that. We'll go to plugins, add new. Let's just install Contact Form 7, even though that's not a form plugin I use. It's popular because it's got a lot of installs. Let's go ahead and activate WooCommerce again. Let's go back over to settings, Conversion Bridge, and integrations. There we go. So now we see Contact Form 7 in there. Let's click on that. Conversion tracking is configured on a per form basis. Okay, so then there's a nice handy link here for setting up your forms. Let's go ahead and edit this default form. And where would the tracking be? I'm going to guess in additional settings here. No. Again, I don't use Contact Form 7, so I'm not really familiar with all of the tabs in there. I mean, I've used it in the past, but it's been a long time. Let's see. How do we do this? Oh, yeah. It might help to turn it on. Let's toggle it on. It's probably going to unlock something, right? Okay, now let's refresh Contact Form 7. Integration. There we go. So it opened up this integration piece right here. I thought it did. Let's check that out again. Maybe that was already there. Let's turn off Contact Form 7, refresh. Yeah, that's still there. So that's, let's see. All right, let's turn this back on. You can see from even though I'm technical, like a consumer coming into this, there's probably help docs on it. But you can see like this is one of the things of the first look videos. Like a consumer would be like, okay, where do I do this, right? Click here to edit your forms, okay? So that's the form, but where does this go in? Okay, let's edit the form. There it is right there. Okay, cool. So now we've got that new tab, conversion tracking. Cool. Enable conversion tracking for this form. You can give it a custom label. So like maybe your contact form here was like my form. So then maybe right here for a custom label, you could just do my form. Obviously, you'd want to be more, make sure it's unique. So the tracking is good here. Custom value, I'm not sure what that is. Form submission. So maybe that stays as it is, and maybe this gets my form entries, something like that. If I could spell. All right, so you'd have to test all that out and see. Again, this is not, first look videos. These are not tutorials, supposed to be full tutorials. We're not getting into all that, but I think you can see how that works. Let's go back over to settings and conversion bridge and see what else we need to see here. So we've covered integrations. Let's go to journeys. So this would be your log, your statistics, that sort of thing. So once you have conversion bridge working and tracking the various entities, then that stuff will show up here. And you've got some nice filtering, day, week, month, year, all time. Custom events, let's see what's over in here. Add a custom event. Event type, click, scroll, time on page, page view. So let's do click, which is the default. Let's do button. Label would be like button click, maybe. And value would be like newsletter subscribe button. Page. So you could do anywhere on your entire site that button occurs, maybe. Let's see. Let's go over here to custom events instead of me just guessing at this. Okay, let's see if, where's the click? Click any events. Finding your CSS selector. Okay, so that's what I kind of thought that was. Anyway, there's a link to the documents, but it'd be kind of cool if it said CSS selector here. First step in creating the most, finding the CSS selector. So for this, let's take like this buy now button here for conversion bridge. If you inspect that, you're going to find out what the selector is for that over here in your CSS. Okay. So then you could plop that over here, just whatever. I'm just going to put button in here for the sake of time. So anytime someone clicks a button that has this selector, the label thing is still like, I'm still not 100% sure on that. Label required. What happens in your analytics platform? Value passed to your analytics platform if supported. Okay. Label. What appears? Okay, so I think that's kind of like, I think that's this. Okay, so it's label, it's more easier to identify. Newsletter, subscribe button. Let me clear that out again. Okay, there's no placeholders. So it's my newsletter subscribe button. And anytime anyone clicks it and has that selector, CSS selector, and the value again is passed to your analytics platform. Okay, so what we're using GA4, Google Analytics 4, so we need to pass. We need to be able to identify in GA4 what the heck this is. So wouldn't this be the same? Newsletter subscribe button clicked, something like that. And then page. Oh, you know what that is? That's because, okay, I see now. Okay, let's go ahead and save our changes here. That's just because we've got a bare bones site here without, any real pages on here. Let me do this. So if we go add new page, let's say we've got a blog. Let's say on this blog, let's just pretend, let's say we had a button, and let's say like subscribe. So this would be subscribe to our newsletter, right? You could come in here and say for the block, you could put a CSS selector on it here, but let's just save this. So let's pretend we've got this set up and that's our button on that page. Now let's go ahead and refresh the screen. Event type click. When the selector is button, the label's newsletter subscribe button. The value is newsletter subscribe button. It's clicked. You could even say newsletter subscribe button Let's assume you only have one and it's on that blog page. Page is now your blog. There we go. So that's going to be the event. And like I said, or like I showed you, you can do the scroll, time on page, JavaScript event, or page view. All right, let's check out the options. Track conversions journeys. Track journeys is enabled by default days before cleaning. So they, after 30 days, they're going to start going through the database and help with optimization by clearing anything older than that period of 30 days. Days to keep tracked events. So you can choose how long to keep those. Leave blank for unlimited. Up to you there. I would definitely consider putting a limit on that. Cookie plugin integrations. So we don't have a cookie plugin on the site, but we see some options here. So I personally use Termageddon. So I'm not seeing that in there, which, it's fine. Maybe that's coming in the future, or I don't know if this is actually a plugin or that's just like saying that's like a generic. Okay, that looks like it's actually a plugin. If this is it, GDPR cookie compliance. Okay. And then Termageddon uses user metrics solution. So maybe that would be coming in the future. Disable all tracking by role. Yeah, you don't want to track the administrator. I would argue too, you don't want to track any of this other stuff. That's the 4 that I would most likely not track. It depends on your business and what you're doing, but you mainly want to track your subscribers and your customers. So that's probably what I would do to start if it was me. Disable all tracking by environment. Yeah, you don't want to. You only want to track production unless you're testing something in development staging or local. Console logging, show events being tracked in the browser console. Okay, enable that. Maybe if you want to see, I don't know if that's, I don't know what that's actually going to show. Let's turn that on and see if that does anything here. Yeah, we'd have to get some tracking going to see what that is. I don't know. I don't think that's troubleshooting though, because it says server logging here. Enable logging, useful for debugging. Obviously you want to keep that off until you are troubleshooting issues. Not sure what console logging is. Let's try one more search over here and then I'm gonna get you guys out of here. Let's go to help. Actually, let's go back here and see if there was a link. Nope. All right. Console. Let's just do a search for let's do console logging. Yep, nothing in there. Let's just do a search for just straight logging. Yeah, I just got to learn how to spell first. Okay, let's go logging. Okay, nothing is in there. Not a huge deal. Show events being tracked in the browser console. Yeah, I'm not really 100% sure what that's going to show us and where it's going to show us that. Okay, not a huge deal. And then license. Again, if you bought the product, this is where you want to put your key in there so you can ensure that you get your future updates for support, security, that type of thing. All in all, super, super cool. I heard about this quite a while ago on a podcast, and my understanding is that you could run multiple analytics, and maybe it's actually showing us here. You can run multiple analytics for your business and track them all here in Conversion Bridge, like rather than just saying let's just go with the one. So like if you want to test Google Analytics for say Simple Analytics and maybe against Fathom Analytics, for whatever reason, you could test all three, and it's just Conversion Bridge makes it super simple to do that. And then obviously look at all these integrations here. So they have a lot covered, and knowing what I know about the developer is going to be a ton more to come. Follow him on social media. And you'll see how passionate he is about his products. And I think you'll really enjoy him. And I'm looking forward to actually configuring this and using it for real. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. And again, if you're interested in videos like this, influencewp.com/partners. See you later.